Hi, my name is not Ellie, you can call me Anna. In case you didn't know, and if you don't, it probably means that you don't follow me on Twitter or you don't read my YouTube descriptions, which you should. I am going to be partaking in a Harry Potter Rereadathon. It's hosted by two lovely ladies. I've got their links in the description, so you should check them out. And yes, that means that these 2 coming months I will be talking more about Harry Potter than usual. Is that possible? Anyway, as it says, this is my June to be read list. So as you already know, I am going to be reading Harry Potter this month. I don't know if I'll get through all of it. I might try and actually pace myself so it's just 1 book per week, because that's kind of how it's meant to be set out as far as the challenges go. Sorry about the dog barking in the background, by the way, but just because I'm going to be reading Harry Potter again does not mean that I'm not going to be reading any other books. I have a big pile of books that I want to read this month. Whether I get through them or not, I don't know. We'll find out. I'm going to try my hardest. Again, if you have watched my other videos or if you follow me on Goodreads, you'll probably already know this, but I am one of those people who reads multiple books at one time. I know that some people say that they can't do it because they find it hard when they switch between books to remember like what's happening in which book and what characters and what the story. Just too confusing. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, it can be confusing sometimes, but I don't find it confusing enough to make me stop. Firstly, one that I have mentioned in a previous video, I am now reading Magician by Raymond E. Feist. I am absolutely loving this book. I don't know what to say. I thought it was going to be really hard because it's an older writing style. I thought it was going to be difficult to get into or maybe a bit slow and I'd be like, okay, hurry up, I'm getting bored. But oh my goodness, this story is gripping me. I just always want to read it. This is actually making me rethink my whole reading multiple books at once because I just want to read this one. But then of course at the same time I have other books that I want to read, so I have to discipline myself. I am not quite halfway through yet, but I'm getting there. I really love it. I would definitely recommend this to anyone who loves fantasy and like complex, detailed fantasy. It is really, really good. I'm so excited. Okay, so technically I've already read this one, so it can't really be in the June to be read, but I'm just counting it as a whole of the Raven cycle. As I mentioned in my review on Goodreads, and the link is in the description if you do want to read that as well, I am not very keen on the whole psychic aspect and fortune telling and tarot cards and things like that. Just because I do know that a lot of that is real. It can be demonic and things like that, so I'm hesitant to kind of to read about that. So despite that, I actually really enjoyed this book. The writing style was amazing. The characters I really love. They are so fleshed out and detailed, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm reading the second one at the moment, but my camera is sitting on that so you can't see it. Once I finish those ones, or even in the middle of one of them, I don't know. Again, I say I am reading multiples, so we'll see what happens. I would like to read Attachments by Rowell. I finally picked this one up and I'm really, really excited to see what it's like. I've heard a lot of people saying it's really good, so I'm really excited and hopeful for this to be good. Aside from that, in a previous video I did also mention that I haven't actually read The Lord of the Rings all the way through yet. I started and then I gave up. It was like a couple of years ago, I think. So I am actually currently reading The Fellowship of the Ring with my sister. We are actually reading it to each other. We like to go through books sometimes and just read when we do like chores and stuff like that. We'll read to each other so we can get through books because we like books. And so I said to her, we should read Lord of the Rings together because it means I don't have to sit down and read it by myself, and it'll be more fun because it's with someone and you like experience it with someone else and it's more fun, and it is fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. I just casually have my, Hogwarts Express ticket as my bookmark because I'm too old to go to Hogwarts now, so I don't need my ticket anymore. That's the truth. Lastly, the other 2 books that I want to try and get through this month, if possible, with all the other things that I'm reading, are this one called Remember to Forget, written by Ashley Royer. I was basically just browsing books and I found this one and I read the blurb and I was like, that actually sounds really interesting. So I decided to pick it up and read it and find out if it is actually as good as the blurb suggested. It's actually written by a girl who is 17 years old. She's only 17 and she's written a book and it's published. I'm gonna be honest, the other reason that I picked this up is because under the cover it's a really, really nice color. So even if it sucks, I'm gonna hold on to this book. The last book that I'm going to hopefully get through this month is called Emissary by Thomas Locke. You might remember from a different video I was talking about some books that I had when I was younger and they were in the Spectrum Chronicles. They were also written by Thomas Locke. So when I saw this one, I was like, oh, I know that I read them when I was younger, so it might be not really aimed at me, but I am hoping that I'm still gonna enjoy it. I'll let you know if it's any good. So again, I have no idea at the moment if I'm actually going to make it through all of those books this month because there are a lot. I've just realized that I have 7 books aside from the Harry Potter series that I want to read this month. It's a good number. 7 is my favorite number. I don't know if any of you have this, but if you do, if you have like a number that you just see everywhere, it's probably coming to your head and you're like, yeah, I see that number everywhere. That is 7 for me. I see that number everywhere. It is crazy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my video and I would love it if you could subscribe to my channel to find out when I am going to be posting a new video, and especially if you want to see the videos that I post for the challenges along with the Harry Potter Rereadathon. If you're still a bit confused, you don't know what it is all about, I would recommend going down to the description and clicking on one of the video links which basically explains it a lot better, because I haven't explained it at all for you. But that's okay, so you don't need me to explain it. Somebody else has already done it. Just need to watch their video. Also, if you want to join in and do the challenges as well, or just read Harry Potter, please do so. Before I go, I'm just going to remind you of all of the social media things I am on so that you can follow me. There's Twitter, Tumblr, I'm on Instagram as well actually. Oh yeah, and Goodreads. Ciao for now, monkeys! Look, no hands!